All right, Mark, running stinger now.
Well, good evening and welcome into a Friday edition of KC Sports Tonight. I'm Mark Poulose here at Kauffman Stadium, joined by Gabe Swartz in the studio. Gabe, it is an exciting day here in Kansas City as maybe one of the most famous, or maybe one of the most important players in all of franchise history gets inducted into the Royals Hall of Fame. I'm, of course, talking about the number 2 pick in the 2005 MLB Draft, the Golden Spikes Award winner out of Nebraska, the Cornhusker himself, Alex Gordon. Gabe, I want to start this conversation with this. We know the accolades: 3-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glover, 2015 World Series champion. But for you, a Kansas City guy growing up here, seeing him his whole career play for one team, what's the best Alex Gordon memory for you?
Oh, I mean, I think that the layup has to be the home run in the World Series, given how much it meant to that series, how much it ended up being a 5-game series, so the Royals win it pretty simply, but such an iconic moment, and I feel like we've seen it over and over again this week, and I'm sure that we'll see it tonight at Kauffman, them talking about that home run and just what it meant to get it off of a closer who was lights out all season long for the Mets, and what it meant to kind of get over the hump in 2015 after the failures in 2014. There's that, and it felt like it was so important for that to happen to him after being the guy left on third base in Game 7 the year prior.
Yeah, well, being out here at the stadium, I definitely have to agree. So many people have talked about that Game 1 here against the Mets, literally right out there in center field, cranking it over that 410 sign way out there behind me. Just an incredible moment for Alex Gordon. But just listening to some of these guys, Matt Quattrero obviously wasn't his manager, but hearing some of the things about how Gordon's imprint on this organization continues to this day. Because we know Alex Gordon, the workman-like work ethic. I mean, a guy that literally, it's kind of corny to say, but brought his hard hat and lunch pail to work every single day, just absolutely grinded out. His work ethic had such a big impact on this Royals organization. Today before the game, Salvador Perez, the Royals captain, maybe the heart and soul of this team, was talking about how Alex Gordon's work ethic and just watching him work inspired him, and how that's really spread here throughout the organization. But one thing, just listening to Gordo speak just right now, that really stood out to me is this is a guy, I literally just walked by every single one of them right down here. All 8 of his gold gloves and the platinum gloves are all right here. It's incredible to see. Incredibly accomplished player. But what stands out to me is just the humility of this guy. I mean, going into the Royals Hall of Fame, he's made a bunch of money here on the baseball field. He's a Kansas City legend. He talked about going into the same Hall of Fame as George Brett and Bo Jackson, about how these are guys that he looked up to growing up, and he never thought he'd be in the same caliber, the same echelon as them, and here they are. So, Gabe, for me, it's been really cool to see just how humble Alex Gordon was throughout his entire career. What about you?
Yeah, I think of, in terms of like the connection to the city, the fact that at the 2014 reunion last year, when they had the press event at the Lowe's Hotel in downtown Kansas City, Alex Gordon was talking about how as much as he enjoyed the 2014 reunion and as much as he was going to enjoy this year when the 2015 team reunited in May, how he was kind of the one guy left in town, and so he was hosting the whole thing and kind of serving as the Kansas City local to the entire team. So he's really stayed connected to the community, and you see it with how often he's back at the K and doing those types of things. I think it's super cool that they're doing tonight the iconic pine tar on the back shoulder and wearing the home white jerseys instead of the City Connects for Friday night. So fans might be a little confused by that, but then it'll make sense, and that's one of those things that you just remember Alex Gordon for.
No, and especially talking about that pine tar today, Alex Gordon was asked about that, if it was a big honor for him, and he said the thing that he's most honored by, he loves that they're going to do this here on the field, was that this idea came from the players. It did not come from management. It did not come from the business side. It came from the guys in the dugout, and that shows you the imprint Alex Gordon has left on these guys. And one more thing I want to say before we move on to our next topic was they were talking about how, they keep having all these reunions this year. Alex said he's kind of joking with the guys. He's like, I'm sorry we keep doing this. We're going to have to do it one more time. but it's certainly going to be a special night here tonight, just seeing all these guys. I mean, Mike Sweeney, he didn't play with Alex Gordon. Seeing him come back here and support him here at Kauffman Stadium, and seeing all those other powder blue jackets that are hanging around, very, very cool to see. But the reason that we're all here, in addition to Alex Gordon, is there is a Major League Baseball game going on today. The team formerly known as the Oakland Athletics, they play their home baseball now in Sacramento this year as they build a new ballpark. But right now they're coming to the K, taking on the Royals. Royals just 10-19 in their last 29 games. They are one game below 500 for the first time since all the way back in April. Gabe, I have to ask you, a lot of fans out here, it's like if the Royals win, they're going to the World Series, and if they lose, they want to blow up the team. At 34-35, are you hitting the panic button? What are your thoughts on all this?
I think that there has to be a little bit of it, but you also have to. They've been swept twice this year, and they've been swept twice this year by the Yankees. So this is still a team that can make the playoffs. It's still a team that can win plenty of games and probably hang around or be expected to win in the ballpark of the 83 to 88 wins and be in a conversation for a wild card. But I think it goes without saying they don't have any desire to see the Yankees anytime the rest of the season, based on what we've seen in New York in April and then in Kansas City this past week. I think there has to be a little bit of panic and just the sense of urgency of how many times can you lose a game 1-0. And they've done it several times this year, and Caglione has come up, and there was some spark in terms of excitement around the team and such, but he is obviously not fixing all of their issues, and if they want to be a legitimate contender, they're going to have to add more power because their slugging is just continues to be non-existent. They're getting tons of hits, and that's the thing that's most frustrating is it seems like they should be so close, and yet they're not executing with guys on third base. Last night, Nick Lofton had a triple, 1 out. The next guy, I think it was Fermin, and I think Freddie grounded to shortstop. Guy didn't score. The next guy got him out, and they're out of the inning, no runs scored. And so they're just not executing offensively, despite being first in batting average since early May, which is crazy to me that they're first in the league in hits, but they're in batting average, and yet the offense is still as non-existent as it has been.
I mean, yeah, with the team right now at 34-35, we're almost 70 games into the season, so we know who this team is. The big question, are they contenders or are they pretenders? And if you look at this not from the Kansas City perspective, if you look at this from the outside looking in, you have to look at what just happened. The Yankees are a contender. The Yankees are a team that many people expect to maybe challenge, contend for a World Series. They come here to Kansas City, sweep the Royals in 3 games, the first 2 looking extremely uncompetitive, and then last night's game losing on a defensive miscue to lose that game 1-0. Just as Gabe said, how many games can you lose 1-0 in a season? But the good news is, I think for the Royals, they have a chance to turn it around here tonight. The A's, I believe they've won just 6 games since the beginning of May. But this Royals team, the old adage, you know who you are by Memorial Day. Well, we're past Memorial Day, and we know the flaws with this team. We know they struggle to score. We know they struggle on the base pass, but they have elite starting pitching. Gabe, do you think maybe this weekend series against the A's, not the best team in the world, do you think this could be a big spark for the team? Because I think they really need to get some confidence.
Yeah, I think that they need a game or two of the offense looking like it did in St. Louis and Chicago, where they strung together hits, hit much better with runners in scoring position. I mean, the Royals were 1 for 31 with runners in scoring position against the Yankees this season, and that was very apparent this week in terms of not delivering runs when they have opportunities. I think it's critical that they get an early lead tonight and can kind of settle in, because the longer that these games get into the 0-0 situation, 5th, 6th, 7th inning, and a pitcher is doing what Seth Lugo did last night, which was work incredibly impressively, and then Angel Zerpa came out of the bullpen and had a solid outing, and it just goes to waste, and it feels like your upper hand of having Urseg and Estevez at the back end of the bullpen, it feels like they have to be perfect, and when they drop the ball, it feels like your team's superpower has been turned against you late in the ball game. So I think it's critical that they get going. I think that at some point, maybe this weekend, we see the first home run of Jack Caglione's career. That would be a little bit of a spark for Kauffman Stadium and the fan base. But ultimately, they just need way more out of Bobby Witt Jr. He's, I can't believe that you're saying it, but like he has been a disappointment relative to the level of play that he is, and that's despite him being a top 15, top 10 player in baseball in terms of wins above replacement and playing incredible defense. The bat has just not been what it was last season.
No, it certainly has not been, but we certainly, in addition to Bobby, one man can't do it all. There are 9 guys out here in the diamond, and the Royals are going to need every single one of them to hopefully get a win here tonight. Coming up tonight at 6, we're going to hear from both Alex Gordon and Royals manager Matt Quattrero. Gordon's going to talk about his induction to the Royals Hall of Fame, and Matt Quattrero, we asked him about the team being 1 game below 500. I think that's an answer you guys are going to want to hear. But Gabe, is there anything else we're leaving out there, or are we pretty good today?
I don't think so. Looking forward to it.
All right, well, there we go. That's a look at KC Sports Tonight here on Friday at 5:30. But don't forget, guys, tomorrow at 10:30, Sunday at 10:30, myself and Marlia Campbell will see you on KCTV 5 for our on-the-air KC Sports Tonight. But for now, at Kauffman Stadium, myself and Gabe Swartz back there in the studio. Have a good one, guys.